and they have all these different pools that have different minerals and temperatures that are supposed to mimic thermal spas from around the world. So it was kind of nice. And we sat in one um, that was supposed to be like it was in Italy, and it was lovely. I got a shady spot, but it was still warm yesterday because yesterday was 92. So it was nice and warm. And I literally sat there next to my husband, floating in this little spa, and we didn't have to say anything to each other. Like I was literally about to fall asleep. I think my husband said something and I kind of came out of a daze. But that is the kind of time I want to spend with my husband, that he's there, we will chat, but we can also just relax and not worry about what's going on in the real world. Like we say, we like to maybe not adult that day. So yeah, it's just spending time with your spouse, spending time with your loved one who maybe doesn't need the care that everybody else needs, but they still need love. They still need to be cared about. They still need to be cared for. And so I think that's just the takeaway for today. Hi, everyone. I'm Lexie Callies. Do you feel the squeeze of caring for an elderly loved one and school-aged children? Then welcome to the Sandwich Stories. Let's dig in. Hiya! Hi, everybody. It's Lexie Callies with Sandwich Stories. I hope you're having a really great day and you're enjoying your summer if you have the time off. If you're at work, I know it's a bummer, but if you're in Dallas right now, today's kind of a good day to be at the office because it's kind of cloudy and yucky. So we'll take it. It's June and it's cloudy and yucky. So we'll take that. So I wanted to talk today about how we are always caretakers and we're always moms, but we are also wives. And I think a lot of the time we forget that portion that of our lives because they can just kind of be, it can be pushed off to the side. Your husband is at the office doing his thing, and my husband's always there. It'll be fine, but you need to spend time with your spouse, um, however that looks, whether it's, even if you're single and you have a best friend, don't take it for granted that they were always going to be around. Because if you keep putting them off, if they reach out to you and you keep saying no, you don't have the time, then sometimes they're just not going to call you anymore. Same with your spouse. If you are always saying no, not today, let's do something later, let's have a date night another day, can we put it off, I'm exhausted, and then you either forget about it or you become complacent. And we all have those times in our lives, in our relationships where, I have this with my husband. I look at him, I'm like, you are the best roommate. Oh my gosh. It is so nice to see you for like 5 minutes. You had your thing of the day, I had my thing of the day, and I'm exhausted and I'm ready to go to bed, but thank you for being a great roommate. So we have that and we joke around with it. But my husband and I have a very special relationship and I try not to take it for granted. Um, and so make time. That's what I'm trying to say. Make time for your spouse. So my husband and I did that yesterday. So our anniversary is the beginning of May. We tried to do something in May for our anniversary and we put it off. I made reservations for something and to spend the day together. My husband was going to take the day off. I got him to pull out his calendar, which is not always easy to do. Let me know what's going on at the office. What day can you take off? Um, and we had to put it off twice. Once for weather purposes, because half of what we were doing was going to be outside and there was awful storms that came through, which is typical for Texas in May. And another time was because, oh, yeah, it was like a couple weeks later. My son still wasn't out of school, and there's the end of school, all the end of school activities. And I forgot I had volunteered for something at his school. And so I had to be there. And so we had to put it off again. And the problem with us putting off a second time was the fact that we did not say, get out your calendar. When is the next day? And we literally waited a whole month before we finally got to do our anniversary date. Ladies, gentlemen, that's not good. But we still did it. I do have to say, even though we had to wait, and that's that's our fault, you know, we still did it. It was still important for us to take the time to spend the day together. My husband, we were going to go on a vacation in July. Things have changed. We're not. So he did have a few extra vacation days. So he took a vacation day and we spent the whole day together. So we got to sleep in, which was great. He went to the gym, which made him happy. And then he came home and we went off for our day. We had to be on the other side of town at 11 o'clock. So we had to be over there at 11 o'clock and we did not come home till like 4:30, which was awesome. But I also did plan this, knowing that it was the middle of the day, while our son was at camp, was doing something else. My husband is such a sweet man and he really does love spending time with just me, but he is very, very aware of the time that we have left with our 13-year-old. I mean, we all know in 5 years it's going to go away like that. And our son will be off to college, living off his own life. In 3 years, he'll be driving and doing his own things with his buddies, or as he likes to say, his bros. Yes, I have also become a bruh or bro, which I don't know how that happens either. Anyway, um, so he'll be off doing his own things with all his buddies and not wanting to spend time with mom and dad. So my husband is very conscious of the time he gets to spend with our son as a family and making memories. And so when he is around and he takes a day off, he likes to spend it with all three of us, which I do appreciate. It is very important that all three of us do spend time together. But being able to have this week off while our son is at sleepaway camp um, gives us an opportunity to do things together, even during the day or later at night if we went to a concert. And we're not worried about how long is our son spending time by himself at home, or can he go over to a friend's house for half the time? Um, I mean, because really, in all honesty, if our son stayed home all day by himself, he'd be playing Minecraft for 6 hours, which he probably would be thrilled with. But that's not how we want our son to spend his time. So, much to his chagrin, that he does not get to spend 6 hours on the computer, whether it's with his buddies or not. Um, so yeah, so we planned this outing while our son was away, so we could have all the time, and it was really nice. It was just nice to spend a relaxing day with my husband, reconnect, talk about things, whether it was about our son or about things that things we want to do with the house, just typical couple talk and or even just sitting. We were at this place where they have all these different pools and spas. It's called World Springs, and they have all these different pools that have different minerals and temperatures that are supposed to mimic thermal spas from around the world. So it was kind of nice, and we sat in one um, that was supposed to be like it was in Italy, and it was lovely. I got a shady spot, but it was still warm yesterday because yesterday was 92, so it was nice and warm. And I literally sat there next to my husband, floating in this little spa, and we didn't have to say anything to each other. Like I was literally about to fall asleep. I think my husband said something, and I kind of came out of a daze. But that is the kind of time I want to spend with my husband, that he's there, we will chat, but we can also just relax and not worry about what's going on in the real world. Like we say, we like to maybe not adult that day. So yeah, it's just spending time with your spouse, spending time with your loved one who maybe doesn't need the care that everybody else needs, but they still need love. They still need to be cared about. They still need to be cared for. And so I think that's just the takeaway for today. Don't expect your spouse to, you know, just be okay with everything, like being put off, being, they understand. I mean, don't get me wrong, they understand. They know what you're doing is important. They know that all the running around is important, but really make the effort to make time for each other and reconnect in that way. This is supposed to be your life partner, and this is part of your life. It's not going to be later. Yes, it will be later, but also what you're doing and what's going on in your life right now is important. And, but spending the time with your spouse and getting away is really important too. Knowing that your spouse, that and that your spouse knows that you're both important to each other. And, I think many of us just take that for granted. So get out there, make a date, put it on the calendar, get your calendars out, put it on the calendar, and it will happen. I think that's the thing. If you just say, oh, let's do it tomorrow, and something comes up, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Oh, we'll do it next weekend. Something comes up. It doesn't happen next weekend. And it just doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen. But when you put it on the calendar, it happens. When you make a reservation, it happens. If you're going to spend the day at the spa together, and, I'm the girl, we've all know, I'm the girl that gets the facial. My husband likes the massage. Yes, you're not in the same room, you're not physically together, but you are together and you're both relaxed, and that just sets the tone for the rest of the day. Um, so put it on the calendar, make the reservation, whatever it is that y'all like to do it. So for us, spa day, hanging around in these thermal spas, that was new for us and it was nice. We went home, we walked the dog, and then we went and had dinner. And then we came home and, like some couples, we've had enough of each other for the day. But so my husband went off and did his thing. I went off and did my thing. And then we came back together later in the evening. And it was great. We had a really good time. And then the day started today, and he's off at the office and doing his things, that because there's always a crisis at the office and there's always something going on. And so I hope that his time off yesterday rejuvenated him a little bit, puts him in a better mindset for the crises that happen at the office. And I am here with y'all today doing a recording. I will then be off taking care of my mom to the doctor and coming home with her, and then trying to get dinner together and spending it with my husband. And so that's just the takeaway. The one day to be with your loved one, to be with your spouse, to reconnect might be what you both need, because the rest of the time is doing all the other things that are important. But being able to get away and, like we say, don't be an adult for that day is nice too. So get out there, get your calendars out, make an appointment with your spouse, and do it. Okay? Even if it's a quick lunch date, that's okay too. Make time for each other. All right, so the song of the week is Beautiful Day by U2. I think it's a great song. We all know it, we all love it, and it kind of puts you in that mood that today is going to be a beautiful day. So when you're having a tough time and or you're just running around ragged, listen to this song. It's going to be a beautiful day, and you will feel great when you listen to it. All right. So that is the song of the week. You too. Beautiful day. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for listening to Sandwich Stories. I really hope you learned some new things and enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell everybody you know to also listen. Maybe they'll learn some new things, how to help each other out, and find us at Sandwich Stories Podcast. Thanks so much.